Hello everyone. We know that Shannon's channel coding theorem states that if the rate of transmission of a discrete memoryless source is less than the channel capacity, then there exists a coding scheme for which the source output can be transmitted through the channel and be reconstructed with arbitrarily small probability of error. Thus, Shannon's channel coding theorem opens the opportunity to discuss various types of channel coding techniques. Generally, channel encoders add redundancy to the data bits in a controlled manner in order to achieve error detection capability as well as error correction capability. Today we will discuss some parameters related to error correcting codes. Error correcting codes are broadly classified as block codes and convolutional codes. Although both these types of codes introduce redundancy in order to provide error correcting capability to the code, they differ in the way the redundancy is introduced and the presence or absence of memory in the encoder. So in the case of block codes, memory is not present in the encoder, while in the case of convolutional codes, memory is present in the encoder. Today we will discuss about block codes. Okay, so generally in the case of block codes, the channel encoder takes k message bits, say M1, M2, etc. Mk to generate an n-bit code word. Say C1, C2, etc. Cl. Of all the block codes available, we should restrict our discussion to linear block codes. Now, what is linear block codes? A code is said to be linear if the sum of any two code vectors resulted in another code vector. Sum is modulo to addition of corresponding bits. That is, code word should satisfy closure property with respect to modulo to addition. Now, what is modulo to addition? So, in modulo to addition, 0 plus 0 equal to 0, 0 plus 1 equal to 1, 1 plus 0 equal to 1, 1 plus 1 equal to 0. This is modulo to addition. In the case of linear block code also, the channel encoder takes k message bits to generate n-bit code word. So we can say that k is the number of message bit. N is the number of code bits. And n minus k. So here n should be greater than k. And n minus k will call it as number of parity bits. These parity bits are created from the message bit and act as a redundancy which helps in error correction. Also, k by n is called code rate. Now, sometimes it's also called code efficiency. Okay, so we can define code rate as the ratio of number of message bits to the number of coded bits. So we need to keep this is the code rate is designated as R. So we need to keep the code rate close to 1 in order to achieve bandwidth efficiency. Now we will discuss about some terms related to linear block codes. Generally, a linear block code is designated as or represented as NK code word, where K is the number of message bits and N is the number of coded bits. Now one is code word. The encoded block of n bit, we will call it as code word, and it consists of message bit as well as the parity bits. So next is block length. Block length is n, the number of bits n after encoding. So next is code rate. So this already we discussed. It's a ratio of message bits k to the encoded output bits n. That is R is k by n. So next is code vector. So an n-bit code word can be visualized in an n-dimensional space as a vector whose coordinates are n bits in the code word. Next is Hamming distance. The Hamming distance between two code vectors is equal to the number of elements in which they differ. So for example, if x equal to 1 0 1 1 0 and y equal to 1 0 0 0 1, then Hamming distance between these two code vectors x and y is equal to, so we know that it is the number of elements in which they differ. So here we can see that the number of elements these two code word differs is 1, 2, 3. So the Hamming distance between x and y is 3. So code efficiency is also defined as R equal to k by n, so which is also equal to the code rate. So we need to keep the code rate as close to 1 in order to achieve bandwidth efficiency. So next parameter is weight of the code. Weight of the code is the number of non-zero elements in the code vector. So for example, suppose we need to find the weight of the code vector x. Weight of the code vector x will be, so we can see that there are 3 non-zero elements present in x. So weight of x is 3. While in the case of weight of y is 2. Now we will discuss systematic and non-systematic block codes. As we know, n-k parity bits are added to k message bits to create an n-bit code word. In systematic block code, n-bit code word consisting of k unaltered message bits followed by n-k parity bits. That is, so we have consider an n-bit code word. So this is an n-bit code word. So we have k message bit followed by n-k parity bits, or something like n-k parity bits followed by k message bit. That is, there is a definite structure for the systematic block codes. So in the case of non-systematic block codes, the message bits and parity bits are mixed together and you can't distinguish between the message bits and parity bits. Now we will look at the concept of generator matrix for nk linear block code. Generally, a code vector in systematic form is represented as C equal to m1, m2, etc., mk, p1, p2, etc., pn-k. N-bit code vector in systematic form consists of k message bits and n-k parity bits, where m1, m2 are message bits and p1, p2 are parity bits. Now, how will you generate a linear block code? Generally, a linear block code is generated by or obtained by multiplying the message vector with the generator matrix, that is C equal to, say, m into g. Generally, linear block code is obtained by multiplying the message vector with the generator matrix. Now we will look at the dimensions of each component. So we know that C is the code vector and the dimension is 1 by n. That means 1 row n columns. This will be equal to, what is the dimension of m? The dimension of m will be, it is also a message vector, that is 1 by k. Now what is the dimension of g? So if you multiply this message vector of dimension 1 by k with g, you will get 1 by n. So definitely the dimension of g should be k by n. Right. So which resulted in obtaining a vector of size 1 by n. Now we will look at the structure of the generator matrix G. G equal to, so we know that the dimension of G is k by n. The structure of G will be I followed by P, where I is the identity matrix. Identity matrix of dimension k by k. And P is the parity submatrix of dimension. So we know that this is k by k. There are k rows and k columns. Now what should be the dimension of P? So total dimension will be k by n. So obviously the number of rows will be k And how many columns should be remaining? So that will be k by n minus k. So the parity submatrix have a dimension of k by n minus k. That is, total n columns are there, k columns plus n minus k columns. So that will gives you n number of columns. Now, in order to generate the linear block code in systematic form, the only unknown is this. So we need to find P1, P2, etc. Pn minus k. So we need to obtain this P using M and G. Now how will you get? So I will write it as say P1, P2, etc. Pn minus k will be equal to M1, M2, etc. Mk into the parity submatrix P. Now we'll check the dimension. So the parity vector will be, the dimension of parity vector will be 1 by n minus k. This will be 1 by k, and this should be k by n minus k. So see, 1 by k into k by n minus k, which will gives you a dimension of 1 by n minus k.